Hello YouTube, this is ChardarYuGiOh, and today I want to talk about Hat again and why this deck gets so much hate. Now, this deck I'm going to be taking to locals tomorrow, and this is the deck I'm probably going to be taking to nationals next month. So, as you can imagine, I've been playtesting this a lot in person and on DevPro, and I just played a game on DevPro, and oh my god, this guy was so salty. And it was hilarious. He was playing a wind-up Utopia deck. Like, he had Sharks and a Magician, but I never saw Magician go off, so I can't imagine it was that good. And he started talking about how he loved playing against Hat players because they're bad. It's a bad deck. He beats them all the time, and I ended up going 2-1 against him. He had 3 trap stuns game 2, which was pretty crazy. And I just want to know, why does everyone rag on this deck so much? Now, yes, it's a popular deck. Popular decks always get ragged on, but as far as being difficult to play against or not fun to play against, I don't think it's that bad. I never really minded playing against Hat back when I was playing Evil Swarms and back when I was playing Scraps. And I don't think relative to Gear Gaia, which is about the only other really top tier deck out there right now, relative to Gear Gaia, I don't think Hat is that bad to play against. There's almost no hidden information. You know what you're going up against when you play against Hat, and the guy I was playing against, even pointed that out, that he knew I had Trap Trick Trap Hole. He knew all the cards I had set, and obviously he did, because I searched for them, either with Myrmelio or with Duality. And so, it's not like you have to go against Infinity back row. You know what they are, and you talk about how easy they are to play against, and if it is easy to play around, and cards are easy to play around, and honestly they kind of are, and Hat is not the easiest deck to play. Like, you have to think, you have to make decisions based on what you're going to pop, because people don't really realize this until they play the deck. You only get 3 of these, and if you're playing Ignitions, you have multiple copies of Ignition, or even 1 Ignition, then your 3 Sanctums, and you draw into these. You're not going to get the pop from this. These are going to be dead in your hand. So you have to be very careful how you play things, because you have very limited copies of it. You only have so many trap holes. You only have so many morale attacks. And relative to, say, Inzektor, wind up Inzektor Dino Rabbit format, this was the format when I first seriously got into competitive play. And it was horrible. Going second against Dino Rabbit, you had no chance to win, because they almost always had first turn Logia, a ton of back row, and a tour guide that they could bring back another rabbit and get a second Logia out, and just that you could go up against 3 Logias, Dolkas, all the rank 4s, which rank 4s weren't bad at the time, other than Logia and Dolka. And then Inzektors had this absolutely crazy loop where they could go +4 on you with Hornets. Wind-ups could rip your entire hand out of your... If you go second against wind-ups, they had the chance to take out your entire hand, and you would be playing with you would be starting the game with a top deck. Hat does none of that. Go back to, say, Dragon Ruler format, and I am sure everyone has Dragon Ruler format with the babies burned completely into their brains. Like, there's nothing I even need to talk about with Dragon Ruler format. That was insane on the level of Teledad. And I wasn't playing competitively in Teledad, but I've played that format on Dueling Network, and it's kind of fun, actually. But Hat is not on the level. No deck out there right now is on that level. I personally hate Gear Gaia, but that's a personal thing. I'm not going to say that the deck is absolutely unbeatable on the level of Dino Rabbit or Dragon Rulers or Teledad or any comparison like that. And definitely not Hat. I don't get why this deck specifically gets picked on so much, because it's a good deck, it's a popular deck, it's really powerful, but it's not insane on the level of a wind-up loop or first turn loggy or something like that. So if you disagree with me, you can post in the comments there, but I love playing this deck. I don't mind playing against this deck, and I'm pretty happy with how the format is right now. So if you agree with me, thumb up the video. If you don't, thumb it down, or just post a comment down below. That'd be more helpful, and we can discuss this. So just let me know, and peace out, YouTube.